Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening. It's GFK and Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Oxgear. Hi, Bridgeman.
How can I say a big good evening to you two guys in the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, GFK? One of the pretty boys?
Yeah. I was chatting to a pretty boy today, Bridgeman, with a very in-depth conversation. But before I get any further, I've got a wee traffic announcement for these.
For Sunday, yes?
No, it's for tonight. It's from Ian McInnes. Can I just read this out?
All right.
People beware, Peel Street to Fortrose Street would normally take you 2 minutes to walk, but unfortunately that can't happen tonight. The sound check for One Erection means that the streets are showered with knickers.
All right, okay.
And you know what that's all about, Ox, yeah. He's just posted it. Brilliant stuff, Ian.
Are you going to explain it to the people that don't know?
There's a fundraiser going on in the West End of Glasgow where they do some stars in their eyes. Maybe you in that, Bridgeman. Maybe Dave Valdun again.
Aye.
And it's obviously a tribute band called One Erection.
All right, I like it, pal.
I bet you Fox. That's what Fox will be the night.
That's what he'll be, yeah.
Maybe Skipper's doing the other night.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway. That sounds good. Well done, guys. Well done.
They do a lot of fundraisers for a lot of good charities. Make use a lot of Erskine stuff. A lot of I've done breast cancer for people with different things, but it's all good fun. What people impersonating, mate.
Yep, it's good stuff.
Listen, we're all laughing, joking. We're in a good place. I read something today that was bizarre. That obviously a draw wasn't the end of the world, which it wasn't, but everybody can still go through in this group. So we could actually get beat and still go through. I never even thought was possible last night. It never crossed my mind. So hopefully we don't need that. I'm just hoping we win GFK and we win the group.
I think, look, at the end of the day, we've got to go out and play to win, Oxshire. It's simple as that. None of this, we need a point and that gets us through. Go out and play the way that we know we can play at home. You've got to remember the record that Rangers have got under Stevie G at Ibrox is absolutely phenomenal. So they just get with the same attitude, win the game, and finish as group winners. And that's all we can't ask for anywhere than that. But it'll be rocking that night. So he said that himself, sure. When he gets back to Ibrox, the place will be interesting, he says. So looking forward to it. We could. I read that today myself.
It didn't cross my mind last night.
Me neither. No.
No.
Bridgeman. Sorry, Paul.
Can you go, mate?
No, I was just going to say that sounds quite extraordinary. It must be one of the like a real group of death type thing, isn't it? You know, based on even although they're not the best teams in the whole world. But my goodness gracious, we'll cut each other's throat in this. But really and truly, we've just got to look after ourselves. And be aware of what we're doing. Simple as that. There's no way Rangers, in my opinion, Rangers should not be going out there and worrying about anything. They've already taken that team on over there, and I thought we were unlucky to lose. And we'll get them back at Ibrox. We said that at the time. Get them back at Ibrox, and we should take something after them, and we should be able to do it. Look after ourselves and do it.
Beat them 1-0, Bridge, and that's
it. That's 1-0,
let's beat the three teams on aggregate, if that makes any sense to you.
Does indeed.
Aye, which is a good place to be, GFK.
Of course, we'll take a 1-0 on the night. No, as long as we win, and that's it. You know, I don't want a draw. It's the last thing you want is, we want to win the game. We want to win the group in glory. But and you can get glory with 1-0. We go and play the game we know we can play and win it comfortably. I'm not saying we're going to. When I read a couple of things today, people were saying that's young boys are bare. We should beat them about 3 or 4-0. Not at all. Not at all. I'll be happy with 1-0 all day. So we need to get with that attitude. First goal's the most important on the night, obviously, and it's got to be for us. So I don't have any fears of the game. I mean, I know they beat us there the last game, in Bern, but I think we just shot ourselves in the foot twice, didn't we? So it was very in making. So we can rectify that big mistake when we get them back to Ibrox in 2 weeks' time, mate. So I'm looking forward to that night.
I think we'll actually be favourites, which will be a bit bizarre. Hopefully win the game, 11 points, and Bridgeman's going to explain how much money that's going to give us.
Oh my God!
Are you, Bridge?
That's going to explain. Reading based on what you sent us out, it's a lot. Let's put it that way. It's a lot of money.
You need to be a Philadelphia lawyer.
Absolutely, absolutely, pal. You're not kidding. So the last game, what did you say there? A win against Young Boys will net us another €2,355,000. There you go. That's when you include other things, the way you got it worded. So that's what it'll get us over and above what we've won up to now. It'll give us a further 2,355,000. That's probably like what do they call that? If you win the championship playoff in the Premiership, it's worth about 60 million quid or something like that, or some great sum.
I know what you mean. But so I mean that game, that's worth the money. It's a £5 million football match for us, JFK. The money for UEFA, the revenue for us at Ibrox, TV rights, it's a £5 million game.
Yeah. It's a phenomenal amount of money, no matter where you look at it. It's money that we've been needing. And obviously that's money that the gaffer's been allowed to use partly for parties to be enhance the squad. We've got Dave Kings and the Three Bears have let some of that money go to bring players to Ibrox. So, yep, £5 million game, mate. That's how much it means. And then we get into the TV pop for the next the round of 32, and that can't be sniffed at. That's we know across the waters they're already guaranteed that sort of money. Let's us get to the big parties. They say let's us enjoy some of the things that's happening and get the fruition for what we deserve over the way we're playing and the results we're getting. Once again, we're not getting the plaudits we should be getting, but we're not going to dwell on that too much.
I don't doubt we will, but I take it you used to watch the game today again.
I did, mate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I must be doing some ranks here. That's working. That appears with my social life.
It's
you go on. You've still got to keep the what they call it, the wheels of industry going, because you got to pay for our pensions.
Yeah.
That's my theory. That's my theory. If I was running for election, that's what I would say. Do away with concessions. Do away with free bus tickets. Maybe double the price for pensioners. They're the only ones with money.
Hey, I'm not a pensioner.
Well, you're nearly there.
Oh, I'm not. I'm a wee bit away from it yet. I really enjoyed sitting watching it again. It's sitting watching it with my two boys and friends last night. It's you're all shouting and bawling and that. But I watched it. Just sat myself there. Me and my wee Doug Blue sat and I watched it. Nice cup of tea and a wee jammy Dodger.
Like your jammy Dodger?
Yeah, I like to dip my jammy Dodger in there, mate. And it was really enjoyable.
Just get it to your lips, and
oh, lovely. Well, I mean, I didn't.
Are you a dunker, JFK? Are you a dunker?
I'm a dunker, mate. I like to and I like it just to all go nice and soggy in your mouth. So there you are. You've fun it.
Too much information there.
That was a guilty pleasure there. But on the Tavernier thing, I must admit I hadn't actually noticed it as much as what you'd says to me, so I did look out for it. Where was he? What was he doing? Was he going for a walk? Was he just decided?
It's just the way we play, mate, and the full backs get pushed up high. It's not a criticism, it's an observation, Bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it, but when we lost that goal, our two centre backs were all the way up the park. We're winning the game 2-1. And it's a great thing because we got a third goal, you're in dreamland, but we lost a goal and it went down the right back's position. No blaming Tab for the goal because there's a lot of things happen, but just the way we play sometimes we're very offensive, Bridger.
Yeah, Ox, we've lost a couple of goals and maybe more than a couple for the same thing. A ball coming down through the inside, shall we say, their inside left position, spreading out to the wing, and the guy ran something like 45 yards with our centre half chasing him, both centre halves, and we still couldn't get the ball off him. Really, it was the guy took his goal very, very well. But you're quite right to highlight that. That's a dangerous thing that we do. Is when we push our centre halves right up to the halfway line, we can't do that. You just can't do it. You've got to leave one back a wee bit, and get a bit of cover. And the one, strangely enough, when you're in these positions and you've got sprints to back to the goalkeeper and all that, because you could say, where was the goalkeeper? What was the goalkeeper doing? Did he know? Why did he not stand up? All the things that you could get through your mind, but we couldn't catch a boy. And when we did catch him up, he was too clever for us. And to me, it's as simple as that. And he dinked the goal. Brilliant goal. No, I've got no complaints about it at all, other than for our own complaints about ourselves, Really. So can I get do you remember what's the boy I keep missing? Bjorkland.
Aye.
Yes,
He wouldn't be able to do that with Edmondson. I mean, the centre halves didn't play badly last night.
No. I don't mean that. I just mean when we see this happening to us, we think back to how would he would have caught them. So and so in our team, Ronnie McKinnon would have caught him, brother. Bjorkland would have caught them. Even Edmondson might have managed to catch them. But our two, I'm afraid that they're not quite got the pace and speed that's required. So you can see that there's weaknesses in our defence. So we really have to adjust our play to suit that weakness. And in my opinion, that's what we've got to do. I think it's just a bad mistake a silly mistake. Not bad, but a silly mistake.
You've also got to give credit to the boy. If you're the offensive team there, JFK, you're saying the boy's done well, huh?
Of course he's done well. He's putting the onus on the defender to put the boot in and put a tackle and either pull him down or whatever. And it was great skill with him. But if you remember what Steven Gerrard said, that he'd rather that one of his defenders had gave a free kick away. Take him out. Take what as they say, one for the team. But the skill for the boy and his finish was lovely, wasn't it? The way he just clipped it at Alan McGregor. So you've got to give him credit. But I mean, it was bad judgment by the two of them. So, but it's done, and we've got to applaud a goal like that. That's what we do. The Rangers do that. We can moan at all other things we want, but at least we can turn in and say, no, that goal was deserved for the skill. So it was the boy took it really, really well. But even at that, when they scored the equaliser, they still didn't look as if they were in the game.
No, we controlled the second half, mate.
Definitely.
After a couple of minutes near the death, yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the stats, guys, and I looked to see. There was 2 people booked last night, and both were Rangers players. Both Rangers players, Ojo and Ryan Jack. And you think to yourself, the fouls that were
playing?
Aye, get booked. That's what I'm trying to say. Ojo and Ryan Jack get a booking, and probably quite innocuous type of tackles, if you could follow what I mean. And yet there was a couple of really, I would suggest, definite, because to me there was a definite penalty on Ojo. Yeah. Definitely took him. And the one against Morelos was 100% penalty every day of every week.
Well, I don't understand. They were both fouls, eh?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I would say both of them were bookings. Both of them were bookings. You
see that.
Anyway, gentlemen, if people want to join us, what's the number, Bridgeman?
The number's 01413561972.
Where else can they join us, GFK?
They can join us on rangersradio.online and Skype. You get through there and you'll be put through by the lovely Fox and his assistant, Old School Blue.
Lovely Fox.
Yes, it's Friday.
Are you sticking in with him? I
had a few sherbets tonight and he's
looking
rather ravishing.
I can understand it now.
Was that through beer bottle glasses?
Enough drink in the world to make Fox lovely.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what, I think when I saw him the other day at the AGM, he was looking dapper. I'll tell you.
When he was back into Toomey Skipper, he took that suit back to the pod.
Is that right? Skipper was very complimentary of his choice of cafes, wasn't he?
Well, he gets his caps. He's a Peaky Blinders man, new Fox.
All right, okay.
Peaky Blinders caps, nothing else.
But the incident with the one at the penalty, that's where we would all want VAR to be involved. That's something that I really detest. after seeing what's happening down south and that, and some of the Champions League things like the Real Madrid sending the goalkeeper off and getting take the red card away, things like that. But it was a stonewall penalty. The one that Jack get booked, if you remember during the game, that James Tavernier was getting onto the referee because there was a similar foul happened in Oerhofen.
Absolutely.
And so, is it because it's it's getting a chance to a penalty or a direct free kick? It's the same type of tackle, And I was looking at the stats of the referee. The referee's got a great CV. He was a Champions League referee last season, semi-final of the World Cup as well. So it's not as if he's an inexperienced guy. So I don't know what it was up to at all. But really nothing off him. So, but
yeah, I was disappointed in him.
No, but the first time you've not getting half a referee away from home. And
no, I know that, but you're thinking...
Anyway, you've been on the Gabby Water, so you'll be getting a finger in a minute.
All right,
We've been joined by Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Jimmy.
There's a handsome chap to speak to.
How you doing, guys?
Dapper's the word that would use.
Dapper. Oh, well done. I'm waiting, Rudy. I'm waiting.
Oh, we were out for dinner the night, Bridge. We were out for dinner. I had a lovely big mixed grill the night, and then I had some warm chocolate fudge cake with ice cream.
God, I hate you. I absolutely hate you, by the way.
She spoils you, Rudy.
I phoned her, Jimmy, earlier on the day, and I says to her, "What's happening about the tea tonight?" And she went, "Oh, let's go out." So I thought, "Who's paying? Are you?" She says, "Pay for it, Jimmy."
Well done, pal. Well done.
It's a quality, Rudy. That's really good.
It's the thought that counts, Rudy.
It certainly is. I offered, but meekly, Jimmy. I offered meekly.
Of course, aye. Elastic band's wallet.
It's better to be a receiver than a giver, Rudy. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I'll let you decide, Ox.
Anyway, Rudy, we've talked about a few negatives. Give some positives about that performance last night.
Well, the positive for me was the second half, Fox. I think I might have said last night. I think we played some great football in the second half. We really did, I don't know what this first half thing's all about. It takes us so long sometimes to get into the game, doesn't it? I mean, let's be honest about it, though. Feyenoord are a good team, Ox. They've got some really, really good players. They've got great European experience, Feyenoord. And to go there and come back with a point, I keep getting back to it. If you'd have said this to me at the start of the group section, but you get to the last game, you'll be sitting top of the group and it's in your own hands against the likes of Porto, Feyenoord and Young Boys as well. I would have bitten your hand off for it, Ox. I thought the way, we came back into the game in the second half, Alfie's 2 goals were superb. 2 great crosses, from Barisic and Ryan Kent, and some of the football we played in the second half. It's just a pity. I still feel that wee bit of disappointment, though, Ox. We just couldn't hold on to the 2-1 to get the win. Have it done and dusted. And then the last game at Ibrox, again, against Bern, it's just a party then. Regardless of what happens, it's just a party. But look, head-to-head against Feyenoord, to get the better of them head-to-head, it's absolutely brilliant, as it is against Porto as well, Positives for me, as I said, Alfie's 2 goals, the second half performance, coming back 1-0 down, away in Europe against a team like Feyenoord. It's the positives for me, Ox.
Here, mate. Here, I get it. Yeah. I've got to say that Alfredo Morelos, they 2 goals. I think the first goal was a better move, but the second goal was a better finish.
Yeah. Better finish by Alfredo. The way he gets in between the 2 centre-backs, gets above them, gets such great power onto the header and puts it right up in the top right-hand corner. The goalie's not getting anywhere near it. It was fantastic technique, as you mentioned last night, Ox.
The last time I seen somebody rise like that was JFK at the party at Bowling Club when they announced
very good.
Magic. Well said.
Would you know I took this? Would you know I took this at the start of the group section?
Oh, without a doubt, mate. We beat Young Boys. We won the group.
We've won the group.
That's
We're sitting top of the group.
11
What an achievement.
11 points. We've earned all that money. We're in the last 32.
Yeah.
There's another 40 quid. I'm saying the tickets will average 40 quid. All right, the pensioners will get them cheaper. Should be double. Right?
Yeah.
But just no biting. He's no biting.
You leave the pensioners alone.
They're the only ones with money, Rudy. That's my point.
You're right. I heard the earlier on. They need guys like you, Ox. That's what it is. You've got to be out there doing your thing during the day, mate. Haven't you? As Bridgeman said, keeping the wheels of industry moving.
He should be earning a lot more money. Give him more overtime. Keep him at work. That's what should be happening.
Poor Ox.
Aye, but I mean, you're talking about a $5 million football game, and the prestige, the everything that's going to come our way.
Yeah.
The value of the players is going to increase. Everything's so positive, GFK.
Of course it is. We touched on it last night. You know, I mean, the where we were last season, as we've always spoke about many times, about some of the subs we had on the bench, and then we look at the pool of players we've got this season. And we're no punching above our weight this season, but no, we did deserve to do what we did last time out. But this season we've got a cracking pool of players, and we're no punching above our weight. We're competing, and we're competing well. I mean, Steven Gerrard said, I mean, against Feyenoord and Porto, if you take it like a two-leg game, he says we're beating them the 2 legs, you know.
Yeah.
And he's right, you know, and we probably do the same to the boys for Bern. So everything's all positive. And okay, I mean, you know, I've got reservations about the European thing, but we're there, so I want to compete. I don't want to lie down just for the sake of the league, but we're there and we're managing to hold our own, and that's good. And for this game on the 12th of December to become like a £5 million bounty, that's absolutely fantastic for us, considering where we were since 2012. So we've got to grasp it with both hands and go forward, and hope that when we do get to the last 32, we get a reasonable draw. You know what I want in the last 16? I want the puddle drinkers, because it's an open draw in the last 16. I'd love to play the puddle drinkers in a home and away in Europe. That would be absolutely wonderful.
See, the big Jimmy, is it goes between, you know, what we're doing just now in Europe and the league thing. I see at the beginning of the groups, I totally got that. You know, I was with you there, Jimmy. I really was. But as the groups has gone on, got these great results, you know, against the likes of Porto and Feyenoord. I've just been totally fired up with the whole thing, you know, and come the last game, the 6th game against Bern, I cannot wait till we get the 3 points in that game, and 11 points, top of winning the group, Jimmy. What an achievement that is going to be. That is just going to be phenomenal. And as you say,
look at the group we're in. You know, we don't want to start drawing comparisons with other teams that are in that. No, but the group that we're in is a Champions League group, Rudy.
Oh, aye.
I mean, we're up against 2 teams who are ex-champions. You know, I mean, okay, Feyenoord won it against the Puddle Drinkers, right, in 1970. And obviously we know that Porto have won it twice, plus have won the Europa League twice, plus have won the Super Cup. No, so that's a Champions League group. Young Boys of Bern, they've been there and thereabouts, although they've been whipping boys, but they've progressed a lot as well. So we've got to take all the plaudits that are going when the day come, and they're not really that coming that fast, it is new. It's still the old same story, you know, but these teams aren't what they used to be. Whereas there, the other side of the city, they're talking about a Champions League group. You know, I nearly crashed the motor tonight when I heard some of the rubbish for 20 minutes I listened to it, but I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm going to dwell on the fact is that my team now is in the cusp of doing something great, and that pleases me and pleases everybody that supports the Rangers, really. So you knew my feelings at the start. I'm not saying I wasn't supporting them, obviously, but I had my reservations. I thought it might take its toll, but it's no. The gaffer's got them playing in every tournament, and that's brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Here's a wee one for you, Bridge.
One.
Rudy mentioned, I think, 2012 or JFK and that. So 4 years to the day yesterday. Where were you? Watertay night.
Was that? Were we playing what cup were we playing? We were playing in a cup game. Were we no Challenge Cup or something like that?
Challenge Cup at home to St Mirren.
There you go.
4
There you
years
go.
ago.
I was there. I was
Of
at
course
it.
you were.
Yeah, but there, aye.
22,369.
Go.
Rangers team. You listening to this?
Oh,
Go.
tell us.
Oh.
I'm going to cringe. Tell us.
Fods, Tav, Rob Kiernan, one of your favourites, Bridge, Lee Wallace, Danny Wilson, Zellum, Andy Halliday, Jason Holt, Kenny Miller, Barry Mackay, Martin Wycliffe. Substitutes: Nicky Clark, Dean Shields, Ryan Hardy.
I tell you. Seriously. There's shivers running down my back. There's only 3 players in there. I would say Waghorn, Wes. I think Wes would have been all right. Tav's turned out all right.
You can see Andy Halliday's done okay, isn't he?
Andy Halliday's done okay, yeah. And wee Barry Mackay did no bad.
Disappeared, mate, when he's moved away, hasn't he? Disappeared, not played a league
He's
game.
gone altogether. But the rest of them, sorry. Oh, come on, sorry. What am I saying? No, the rest of them just, you could just say, that's only 4 years ago, you know. Only 4 years ago.
My overriding memory of Martin Waghorn is the amount of sitters that he missed, you know.
Nah, I know he did, pal. But I'll tell you what, I'm not being funny when I say it. When he was on form, I think he was fantastic. He was built like a real brick, you know what, and people were bouncing off him. I think he got that bad injury when he fell on Kilmarnock's pitch, and I don't think, from an Ibrox perspective, he never ever recovered. I think when he went down, I can't remember who he went to.
He went to
or something like that.
and then he went to Derby.
It took him another season. Once he started getting games, he's moved on again for quite a larger sum of money. I don't know where he is now.
5 million.
5 million.
Anyway,
there you go.
Anyway, we'll be joined by George Logan, who we've not heard from. Evening, George.
How you doing, boys? All right?
Hey, George.
You,
we'll talk about the game last night, but just briefly what you said there, Ox. I mean, 4 years ago, we were playing in that cup against St Mirren, and there's the team. I mean, we all went there and we're back to team and things like that, but 4 years is a long time. And I've says, I mean, I always knew we'd get back to this point and we're going to get back to winning trophies and things like that. But at the very, very start, the first one against Brecon and then the second one against Peterhead, I could not see. Deep down in myself, I knew we were Rangers and we'd get back to where we should be, but I just couldn't see it happen. And then draws against just crazy teams and cup finals against Raith Rovers and things like that. And I just did never think we'd get back to this point, Ox. And knew we're at this point right now. For this week, I see it a wee bit different for some other people. Some people are maybe saying they're not for sure about Dave King leaving us now, but Dave King wouldn't have left us until everything's sorted. He feels secure enough to leave us. He's done his job. I was one of the guys that was outside and by the way, I did for a very, very wee brief time. I thought we were getting a multi-millionaire in Mike Ashley, and I thought it was going to be a good thing. But I read up a lot in it. I never ever wanted a mess like that, and Dave King and that consortium was always going to be the ones I wanted. And I was celebrating the day they came in. Paul Murray, John Gilligan, the Three Bears, and Dave King. Obviously, now Dave King said he's going to leave this week. I think that's a positive thing for us, Ox. I really do believe that, because I'll tell you why. He wouldn't leave us if he's not in a position where he didn't think we were going to be able to kick on. And then that result last night. We really are playing against Champions League teams, and this team keeps on surprising me. I'm over the moon with how we never played the best in the world, but just how we've came through this group, and everyone is on here, and all the Rangers fans, we deserve this, Ox. We really, really do deserve to be back to where we belong. We just need to start winning things now, Ox. That's the difference.
Aye, George. Look, 4 years to get for that, for a team that was playing in the Scottish Challenge Cup, to a team that's challenging them, let's say, teams near the top of European football, because I think till you go to the next level, you're in at the top table, but they're near the top, all these teams. And we're not competing them, we're beating them, and I don't think we can take Legia Warsaw out of that neither, Rudy Bear. You know, that's Legia we've knocked out, that's head-to-head, Feyenoord, Porto, and hopefully we beat the young boys at Ibrox, and That's a run of games in the All-European Cup that you could have drawn them and it could have got you on the way to the final.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about some great European names there with great European experience, aren't you? I mean, you just have to go back a few short years and you saw the batter that led you, gave the puddle drinkers, as Jimmy likes to call them. And, for myself, the day we played Progress over there, I was flying out. I flew to Spain that morning. I was talking to all the bears in Glasgow Airport. I was sitting in Costa having a coffee and having a chat to some of me and my son-in-law. And they were saying, this is going to be a walk in the park. This is a doddle, So we sat and watched it in the hotel that night on an iPad, myself and my son-in-law. And honestly, when the 90 minutes was finished and the ref blew the whistle, we nearly picked the iPad up and flung it out the window. Honestly, we were so disgusted with what had happened. We couldn't believe it. And then to send a young man like Jordan Rossiter, I think was the only player that was interviewed after the match. I mean, back then, I know how my son-in-law felt, but, I felt the same as he did. We were absolutely disgusted. It was like we'd hit rock bottom. It was just, this isn't good enough. This is tarnishing our name. We can't get by a bunch of plumbers and electricians for Luxembourg. This is just no, And then, a few short years, you look at what we've done what we done last season in Ox and, in the Europa League was fantastic. But you look at the names that we're competing with now, as George was saying there, it's fantastic to see. I really said, as I said earlier, at the start of the groups, you look Porto, probably going to win it. We're battling with Feyenoord and Bern for the second place. No, it's not like that at all. It's they're battling to get that second place. And if we can just get the one, and I'll take a 1-0, as the boys were saying earlier, if we can get that 1-0 in 2 weeks' time against Bern, I'll take 1-0 all day long just to get that top spot. I really will. But what a difference to 2, 3, 4 seasons ago. What a difference.
I don't want to go back.
Can I come in? Sorry.
I don't want to go back to the progress one, George, but you know my views on that. And you come, Bridge.
No, I was just going. Sorry, George. Sorry.
No.
I was just going to say that round about that time we were having problems with Progress, as I say, and that was one of our worst results from a European perspective. I think our enemies across the city had probably their worst European game when they lost to Red Imps of Gibraltar. Lincoln Red Imps.
There's a big difference, but Bridge.
Oh, they got through on theirs.
We went out that night.
No, that was the second game. We beat them at Ibrox, but it makes us out as if we never beat them at all. We beat them at Ibrox and then we lost over there in Austria. But seriously, I remember his face, the tranny man's face, when he was interviewed after that game. They says, "Are you embarrassed with that?" No, not at all. And the papers, the BBC, and all the rest of them all together, not one of them came out with the major criticism that Rangers got when they lost to Progress. It was on the 3 pages deep in the papers probably, and for 4 days, and they hardly mentioned, Celtic lost to Red Imps. Done, finished. Disgraceful. Still goes on, doesn't it?
I wish I hadn't brought the Progress thing up, Bridge, man. I've just given myself a sore head.
What was I going to say there? You mentioned young Rossiter.
Yeah.
I'm sure I read somewhere on Follow it was a really serious injury.
A bad injury.
Oh dear.
That's a pity.
So why the boy plays the game? He's gonna. He can't. It's just the way he plays the game, and I don't think he's ever going to be 100%. But wish him all the best. I don't think we'll ever see him in a blue jersey again. I think his contract's up in the summer, but unlucky Jordan Rossiter. Wish him all the best to get fit and get well for his own sanity. Hope things go all right for the boy. George, we're moving on at a rapid rate of knots. Alfredo Morelos, that guy Ross Wilson, I want him sacked, mate. I want him sacked. He said the whole squad was 103 million. I think he's only talking about Alfie. They did 2 headers last night.
He's unplayable sometimes. Gerard said that a few weeks ago there. Sometimes he's unplayable and things like that. Oh, she's just getting better and better and better. And hands up here, by the way. I mean, I said earlier on about I was delighted when Dave King. I'm happy to admit when I was wrong. At the end of last season, I would have been happy to take some money for him because I thought he'd let us down a few times at near the end of the season in big games and things like that. But we need to hold on to this laddie. I'm not just talking about for this season and next season. I think we've got a real winner, a guy that can do absolutely anything. And even last night, Ox, at the start of the first half, I thought Ryan Kent was off the pace and didn't look right, but he came right into the game. I think we've got the makings of a right good team, Ox. And you're talking about 4 years ago, they're the team, and I'm not going to hang with the guys because they guys all done a job for us. Most of the guys done a job for us. But now we're bringing in guys like Kent at 7 million and things like that. We have got sellable assets and things like that. So we really have made it a proper team, a good board, a good management team. The fans have always been there, and we're really starting to build a really good looking team. Ox.
I agree. Morelos and Kent. I mean, Ryan Kent told us last night he's not 100% fit. GFK.
I watched that. He's maybe 75 to 80%. He's saying I can't wait till he's 100%. But getting back to, we still know 4 years ago. I mean, I went to the cup final that year, against Peterhead. We beat them 4-1, and we filled Hampden that day. It was absolutely fantastic. But it was a Petrofac Cup, as George says. I mean, watching Rangers, obviously you're a blue nose and you want to obviously go and see your team now, but it was soul destroying at times. Some of the football we were watching, and it brings back some no bad memories, but some daunting memories. I always said I never thought we would get back to where we are. I must say I didn't have faith in what happened at Rangers, but with all the shenanigans that happened after Mr. Murray had sold the club for £1, so but to be where we are now is absolutely fantastic. And Ryan Kent for me, I got that one wrong. I didn't want to pay the 7 million, but when he becomes 100% fit, he's certainly going to be some players. We were sitting last night, my pal says to me, if Ryan Kent plays, Rangers play, and something, he was right. So everything looks good for the future. Couple of wee glitches along the road, but we'll get there. You're always going
to aim, because if football was that easy, we'd all be millionaires because you pick the winners every week.
Yeah.
See that game you were talking about, Jimmy, the cup final. What was the name of that cup again?
Petrofac. The
Petrofac Cup. It was Peterhead we played, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Taff scored one of his best goals for us.
Screamer. Yep.
From about 30 yards out.
Yep.
Where we were sitting, I was sitting beside Fox, and we were right up the back on that one. And you got a view, what a fabulous goal by Tav. That was one of the many. He scored a lot of goals. Excuse me, in his first couple of seasons, he scored a lot of goals for us.
We celebrated it as we always do as Rangers fans,
Absolutely.
But it was still that bitter taste has been in my mouth for a long time until we're back where we belong. And we could go on and on about the people who don't like it and where we are, but as long as we can get it right up them, as they say, and they'll not like it. So, week and Sunday, I know we'll get other big games up to then, but a week and Sunday will be great.
You're not allowed to
I know.
Yeah, you're boxing yourself in a corner.
Aye, 4 years ago, we were playing St Mirren, and look at the
You're
team.
not allowed to look back. You can't look forward.
Go back.
But I still think, in all honesty, I've said it for the start of the season, we're looking great. The boys are doing very, very well. But some of these boys have hit their glass ceiling. That's the truth, So maybe get to next season, might get another season out of some of them. But we really need to invest. Not so much huge investments, but I'm talking maybe 2 seasons on.
We've got to clear the decks or some amount.
Of course, I'm not talking about right now. I'm just saying that. But what I'm meaning was we need to sort of, shall we say, we want to win everything. But the truth of the matter is, when we get to a certain level in Europe, we're going to feel it. We started to feel it a wee bit last night in the first half. For instance, that team was very good against us last night in the first half. So as long as we're realistic with what we've got. And it might take another year to 2 years before we were able to push the the quality up. I mean, I thought that the young.
There'll be tweaks now.
Oh, of course. I think the likes of the young lad Kamara came of age again last night. I thought he had a really good game, but unfortunately, in the first half, the pitch wasn't great for them. So a lot of the guys were losing their feet and things like that, in that really, really wet pitch, you know. But I think Kamara's proved, and the level of football that we're playing at, Kamara fits in there, definitely. So it's a really good buy for us, a really good buy.
Oh, good buy. Good steal, £50,000.
Yeah.
I don't know when I like to say what he's worth, but he done okay for me last night, Glenn Kamara. I think he was the least effective in the midfield three for me. He does a lot of nice things, but then he sometimes looks lackadaisical. Whether that's just the way he plays the game, I don't want to say he is, but he turns into players or tries back heels in the wrong area of the pitch. Just improve a lot of wee things like that, and his game will just improve by 10%. There's definitely potential there to play for us at a higher level, and obviously if he does leave us, he could be an asset for us. But I'll be a tweak. But let's stick to what we've got this now, Rudy. I mean, this squad, this team has become pretty consistent. Kent's coming back into it. Morelos scoring goals. And then the midfield, Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack, Ian Other, Kamara, Aribo, Scotty Arfield can go in there. The fullbacks are based on a bit. The centre-halves are consistent. Yeah, there's flaws in their game. Alan McGregor's very consistent for us. There's a lot of positives in that team. Considering the money it's took to put together, it's frightening.
It's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. It really is. If you look at the squad we had even last year, you know, you look at the depth and strength we've got in the bench now. As was the points last season, you know, because of injury and suspension, we never had that Ox last season. We've got it now. We've got players that we can bring off the bench now, you know. For me, the linchpin for me for the whole thing right now is Stephen Davis in the midfield. I would
struggle to argue with that, really. I would struggle to argue with that.
What a professional he is, you know, and there's an argument to say, Ox, all right, he's playing a slightly different role to what he did when he was with his first time round, but there's an argument where you could say that he's an even better player now, Ox, you know. He's cool, he's calm, he's considered on the ball, his passing at times is just absolutely outstanding. And last night, I think it was young Stardog was saying, last night, the amount of passes that he cut out, you know, dangerous passes for the opposition and stuff, was just brilliant. It's like he's thinking 2-3 passes ahead all the time. He's an exemplary professional, you know, and I'm so glad that he came back now. I wasn't too sure, Ox. I have to be honest and say I wasn't too sure about bringing him back.
Right.
No, because of his previous history, simply because of the point he was at in his career, his age, basically. You know, he was at that age, and I was kind of thinking, I'm not too sure about this, but boy, has he made me eat my words. He's been fantastic. It took him a wee while to get to grips, get fit, because he hadn't played much football, so it took him a wee while to get to grips with the game again up here. But I tell you what, Ox, he's no half. So, yeah, for me, and then he's got Ryan Jack next to him, who I just think is having a cracker of a season.
He is, mate, he is.
You know, he's playing beside Davis. He's learning off him. He's learning off of Steven Gerrard. He's learning off of Gary McAllister in the training sessions. And, it's just, the quality of the squad as compared to last year has just went up a notch again, hasn't it?
I think Stephen Davis, he plays football the way he comes across as an individual. He's unflappable. He comes across as a real solid guy, a guy that you would trust.
You see him in the interviews, he talks well and everything, doesn't he? You know, calm and collected. I was at 116 Northern Ireland caps, is it?
120, I think.
Is it?
116.
Is it 116? Well, I'll tell you what, as I've said before, testimonial, Rangers versus Northern Ireland for Stephen Davis, for Stephen Davis. Chosen charities.
I mean,
I'll second that one. I'll second that, pal.
What a personal achievement that is for Stephen Davis. You know, most capped British football player of all time. You know, Aye, yeah, he's an outstanding professional. He truly is. Oxford, yeah.
I would even write the forward in the programme for him, Bridge. There you go.
There you go, pal. Well done, son. Well
Can
done.
I throw you're like stats, Oxia? Can I throw a wee thing that was released today by UEFA?
Oh, yes. Is this Alfredo Morelos?
Yeah, the top 10 players.
Go on in, let me hear it.
Well, the top 10 players who have contributed most to their team in the group stages. There's one man's at the top of that list, and he beats everybody hands down. Who do you think it is?
Alfredo
Morelos. 71% contribution to all Rangers games resulted in the way Rangers have performed in his goals. So
yeah.
It was in.
I mean, you think, look at some of the players on that list that he's ahead of. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Aye.
He was in the Europa League team.
That's right, aye.
He played for the Europa League team. Wow, brilliant.
They won a Bridge with you. There's George, and you come, mate. Alfredo, mate. What a steal. What a boy. What a player.
Aye, what I find, Moggs, absolutely fantastic. That's the kind of things we need to actually start doing, is finding guys like that. But at that level now, we're having to buy guys. Obviously, we're buying guys. You were just saying about Kamara for 50 grand and things like that. But you're at the level as well where you're buying Kent and things like that. So we need to start finding these guys. And let's be honest about it, it's for selling on value and things like that. But we're talking about constant improvement and things like that. And I don't know where they improve, because I think we've got a really good squad and team, and there always is place for improvement. But for me, for last season to this season, I mean, the big centre half, he's played a lot of games for us. Any better than Katic? I don't know, but he's definitely better than, for example, Joe Worrell that we had last season. Left back.
Joe Worrell, Arsenal. They were before Arsenal's change of management today. He was getting linked with Arsenal, mate.
£8 million, I says that. I seen that. Aye. But I mean, our left back, Ox, he took a while to settle in. But what I find he's became as well. But for me, it's in squad improvements all round. Tavernier for me, Ryan Jack. I mean, they two alone. I mean, I think Ryan Jack's probably the best midfielder in Scotland now, to be honest. Ox, he's absolutely fantastic, and now he's adding goals to his game as well. So we're buying guys, but there's also guys who's came through the ranks and who were found in Scotland and that as well. So we're doing excellent. But we're starting to do what I wanted to do 4 and 5 years ago. And it just goes to show you the improvement we've made when a guy like Scotty Arfield is struggling to get in the team. Ox, I think what we do for me, and I'm not want to be too hangry about it. I mean, Ryan Kent's fantastic. I like the boy Barker as well. But I think Ojo's he's no my type of player. Ox, I might be proved wrong, but he's just not my type of player. I don't think he suits Scottish football. So I think there'd be, if we can get another winger in to replace him, that'd be the one I would go for, if I'm honest.
I wish Ojo all the best, and when JFK drives him back to the Liverpool, I'll pay the fuel.
Aye. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen for him. Well, it certainly isn't for me. I just feel it. You've said many times, all the guys have said, look, if you've not got heart, you've got nothing. You can be the most skillful footballer in the world, but if you've not got any heart, and he's certainly not got heart. You'd mentioned before about the game against Oxford, the friendly, and he just pulled right out of it. And he does it quite a few times, and very, very rarely you see him get into a tackle. So, and as you said before, he's a one-trick pony. So, I just hope the gaffer I don't know if he's signed up for the season, but I'd cut my losses if I could.
Listen, again, I mean, if he plays on Sunday and the boy plays well, we'll give him the credit on here. And if his career changes and takes off, but as we sit at the moment, people will be saying, is he in the team because we signed him on a deal that he's got to play? Because sometimes you think it can't be with performances, really.
No, it's you've got to remember he's a youth player, but in the grand scheme of things, we only really want players here that's going to do the business for us. And unfortunately, up to now, he's not really showed much. There's a wee glimpse here or there of what he might be capable of. I think the boy's got talent, as I said last night. But for me, I think Jimmy's probably right about cutting our losses with him. In my opinion, Jordan Jones is a better player than him. And so
come in that.
when you've got players there, sitting waiting in the wings or sitting on the bench waiting for a game at Ox, when Jordan Jones is back, I'd much rather see Jordan Jones on the park than Ojo. And unfortunately, these things happen, though. This is what happens when you bring young players in on loan.
He's not young. He's nearly 23, mate.
Is he really? I thought he was younger than that. Ox. Right, okay. Well, so he's no... Well, that kind of tells you something then, doesn't it? If he's got to that age and Liverpool are still sending him out on loan and stuff like that,
I mean, obviously, we've signed him at the time when we signed him. He's gone up for 22, turned 22, and he's moved on. But he's obviously, somebody's thought he's potential, it's just no kicked on. It happens, mate. You can buy great internationalists and they don't make it for you, but it happens. In you come, Bridge.
I was just going to say that I've still got this wee feeling in the back of my mind that I think that Ojo would be a fantastic player for us. I think he's getting, look at the experience he's getting now. I know we're calling him, I do it myself, so we call him a few names because it looks as if this is Rang and that's Rang. But really and truly, I think he has got the makings of a fantastic player. However,
what is it makes you think that, Bridgeman? What is it?
I like the way I like the way he runs with the ball. That's seriously, I love the way he runs with the ball. I think he's got poise on the ball. His difficulty is, as the guys have mentioned, he's a wee bit scared, and I'm not just a wee bit. Sometimes he really is scared. But there are times when he gets the ball, and if he gets a bit of space, he can do nice things with it. But when he gets put under pressure, he doesn't come alive. He seems to shirk away at it. So that would need to be, shall we say, worked on by the coaches. And whether I don't know whether they're trying to do it with him or not, but I'm sure they could get something else out of him. And the reason I was saying it was I don't know what Liverpool value him at. But if Liverpool value that guy anything over £1 million, then they ain't ever going to get their money. Because the way he's playing now, he's 23. Is it 23, did you say there, Oxford?
He's coming up for 23 next year.
He's nearly 23. If he can't crack it out on loan, he's never, ever, ever going to get into the Liverpool team. He can forget it. He's never going to make it. But if he came to somewhere like Rangers, where he's getting European football, he could put his whole mind to it and take all the tips that the coaches are going to give. But it's not for £10 million or £6 million. My tops would be I'd pay him £1 million. I'd pay Liverpool £1 million for him.
No, for 10 quid for me, Bridge.
Okay, but no, I agree. I don't disagree with what you're saying about him. I see all the things you're saying, but I still believe sincerely that boy I think he's got qualities that we haven't found yet. I think he's great.
I hope you're right, and I'm wrong. But who was coming in there? Rudy, was it?
Can I come in a wee minute? I was just Bridgeman was saying there. I agree with what Bridgeman is saying there, and I run about White Ox. And also, my biggest thing about him is I think he's got the talent, Ox. I really do think he's got the talent and he can turn it on sometimes. And Lairdy's made a great point in the lobby there. He's saying it, we were all saying, and I'll say I was, because I honestly was at the start of the season, was saying about Barisic not having any heart, and look what's happened with him. So I think the lad is maybe, I don't think he's cut out for this kind of game up here. I think the Liverpool boy we had on loan for Liverpool last year was kind of great feet, Ox, and I think he looked like a decent player, but just wasn't comfortable with the tackles and up here. And I think that's the way for the boy Ojo. I think he might go back down the south, Tia Redden or Tia team like that and flourish, but up here I just don't think he's got it. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just didn't see him doing it up here, Ox.
Can I jump in there just a sec, Ox? You're talking about Ajaria, George, Bridgeman as well. Do you see he's playing with Redden now and he's playing quite well? Do you know much they're getting him for at the end of the season? I was shocked. $3.5 million. Nobody can convince me that Ajaria is worth $3.5 million, mate. So, I mean, Ojo's just signed a new contract with Liverpool. What are they going? They're going to be looking for $3, maybe $4 million as well for him.
No, Jimmy, I'm afraid.
No for me. No, even for £1 million.
Nah, he's not. No. Look, anybody that watches him and some of the, I mean, these are big games, a great opportunity for the boy. He's not doing it. It's as simple as that. He's just not doing it. So there's no way Liverpool would even think about looking for that for him. I would suggest if Liverpool were approached by Stevie Gerrard and he gives away a decent offer, $500,000, $750,000, and see what Liverpool say. If they turn and say we want 8 million, forget it. He's not a Ryan Kent. He's no Ryan Kent. So if we finish it,
would you say Ojo's a better player than Ajaria?
yeah, I think I would say that actually.
Right. So Liverpool value Ajaria. The contract.
Yeah, but
I remember.
On
He's
that
playing
thought,
with Reading.
man, HR, I've just been PM'd. You have to go straight to HR. They want to drug test you. Anyway, get yourself to mute. We're going to have a tune. You don't get any cloaks in your hoosies.
Sure, I was dreaming of old Ibrox, of her slopes and great grandstands, and I dreamed about the Rangers, the best team in the land. When my memory suggested of a vision bright and clear, of the strange things that would happen if we had the Rangers here. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Alistair Toyce came from East Belfast, and old Belfast became then old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, sure no green flags at that game they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roll, and all the boys would stay at home if we only had the Rangers over here. I dreamed about her Ulster men who wore the shirt of blue, Bertie Manderton, Sam English, Norrie Hamilton, McCandless too. I have dreamed of Whitey McDonald, who came from Lisburn town, and the greatest, Billy Simpson, who never let them down. Now if the road to Ibrox Park way up the Shankill, and Brian Laudrup came from Sandy Road, and Ali McCoyce came from East Belfast, and then old Belfast became old Glasgow. If the Rangers met the Celtic up at Windsor, then no green flags at that game they would appear. Ulster's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home if we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had Glasgow Rangers over here.
If we only had the Rangers
I like that.
over here.
I like that.
Aye, very, very good song.
And clever,
Lovely singer,
clever.
that guy.
Aye, clever. Well wrote. I think Rudy Bear was coming in, and then we'll go back on the panel. Let's make sure we're respectful to Ojo. He's one of our players. I just don't like him. It's my opinion. I've been rang before, 1983.
I think Ox. Look, the thing is, as I said, there's bigger and better players than Ojo came to the club and haven't made it. Aye. And it's going to happen. It looks like it's happening with Ojo, unfortunately, and it'll happen again in the future. You can't. You can't bring you're not going to get 100% out of every player that you bring into the club. Some players are no just. It's as simple as that. But George made a good point, about Barisic. I did get rid of Barisic at the end of last season, and he's proved me completely wrong. So maybe Ojo will go and do the same thing. I hope he does, because I do agree with Bridgeman. I think the boy's got talent. You can see that. You see it in glimpses. But he looks like he's got to toughen up a bit, so he has, and he's got to get himself right now, before the end of the season, if he's got any ideas about coming here full time, because there was a way he's playing at the moment.
It's not just that, Rudy. It's not just on the ball. He seems so naive. I mean, he's 23. It's not as if he's a 17-year-old boy getting into the team.
Yeah.
His position, where he goes, and he seems really naive for me. If you watch the first goal yesterday, for where it starts, he leaves the guy. When you've got his pace, when a young boy, you always think that pace will get you out of trouble. But when you start playing with the men, they move the ball that much quicker. You've got to be closer to people, because your pace will not get you there. And that's what it looks like to me, Ojo. But obviously, Steven Gerrard knows better about football than all you, bar me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're a shocker, man. A shocker.
That's only my opinion, and that's only for me watched that. I mean, I've not seen him in training. Maybe batting him in left, right, and centre at training for all we know.
I mean, it's one thing doing it on the training pitch, though, Ox, and doing it, on the pitch on a Saturday or in a competitive match. Doing it in the training pitch and no doing it in a competitive match, it's not good enough. It doesn't matter what you do in the pitch,
Rudy, can I ask you a question, pal? We all see the same thing. We're not telling ourselves any lies about the boy. There's some parts of his game definitely need improving. One of the big problems I see is that if our manager keeps playing him, all we're doing is increasing his value, because like someone else, like the Klopp down in Liverpool, will say, how did the boy play? He was rubbish. Well, why did you play him every week? That kind of thing. So unless there's some sort of contractual thing, sorry, pal.
I know that's what I was going to say, Bridget. So, it could be a contractual thing. I mean, it seems to be that way with Wardle as well. I would imagine most teams, if they're going to send players on loan to you, they're going to stipulate that they play a certain number of games. They're not one that may come up here and sit.
We must be past that now, mate. We must be past.
Well,
I'm going to ask the lobby. See Ojo hit or miss, right? And then once we've done that, we're going to change the subject completely. We're going to go to today's press conference for the gaffer and Tav. Is that all right with you, George?
Brilliant, Ox.
Right, so we'll go in the panel. Keep it. It's a one-answered question. You hear that, Jimmy? I know it's one answer, hit or miss. Right. Rudy.
Miss.
George.
Miss.
JFK.
Miss.
We've done it. Rudy. Bridge.
I'm going for a hit. I'll take a hit for him.
You need hit. I'm going for a hit as well.
What? Really?
Is that a hit and a miss?
Give me the lobby say.
There's no hits in the lobby at all for him. Everybody feels the same as what you guys feel. I think I'm the odd man out, so I just think the boy's got talent there that I really do think needs to be brought out in him. But it's not going to happen.
The results will come back for each yard you failed at, Bridge.
Yeah, I know. That's my feeling. I did the same with Barisic. I felt the same about Barisic, and I feel that about this boy. I think this boy has got qualities that unfortunately, we haven't seen them all yet. Certainly not in any great abundance anyway. For me, if we got him for $500,000 to $1 million, it'd be a steal.
I just see it would be a waste and a wage as well for me at the moment. Yeah, I might be wrong, Bridge, but at the moment I see that. Anyway, get yourself on mute and let's hear from your manager and your captain.
Over last night's game. I think they're very much the same as last night. Certainly proud of the results. Again, very tough fixture in a hostile environment, and the players have eventually got a very positive result. which adds to a very credible record in Europe. So the players deserve a lot of credit for that. I think you've seen two sides of Rangers last night. Watched the game back last night, and my thoughts haven't changed. Thought we were second best in the first 45. Didn't really recognise our identity, what we've been building for 18, 19 months here. So I was a bit disappointed in us at half time. Asked for a reaction from the players. Asked for them to go out and really show the real side of us, what we're about. And I thought we were excellent second half. Certainly a lot better than the first half, besides probably the goal we've conceded, which was poor defending.
You've just seen enough so far to be confident of qualifying?
I think you've always got to be confident and have belief. I've always got belief in these players. I trust them. They've proved many a time, certainly in difficult situations, where they can stand up and grab a result. We're at home. I'm sure the stadium will be lively and loud in our favour, which is a big advantage. And we've obviously got two outcomes that suit us. So we're certainly in a strong position, and a position we would have took when the draw was made.
Getting into a busy December, the games against Celtic, that European game, to what extent do you see December as a season-defining month for Rangers?
Yeah, I've answered this question last week. I'm aware that there's a lot of games, a lot of big tests, a lot of big challenges that we're going to have to face. But for me, I very much see it as an exciting challenge, and one that we need to embrace and really look forward to. But for me, the focus has to be on Hearts. I'm aware there's a cup final next week, and there's a make or break game against Young Boys, and we have to go to Celtic Park. All fantastic fixtures. I get it, and I understand that you've won headlines towards them fixtures, but you'll have to be patient. And I'll give you the headlines in due course, but for me, it's very much to focus on Hearts.
For you, is it dangerous to look at the month as a whole when you think you've got this game, that game?
It's not dangerous, it's just stupid. It's just stupid because we can't really control anything to do with them games where we sit right now. All we can do is prepare and be ready for Hearts. I think it'd be very disrespectful to Hearts and Austin for me now to be talking to James about Aberdeen, for example, or Celtic. After that, I think it'd be very disrespectful to Hearts, and Hearts took 2 points away from us not so long ago, so I think it'd be very silly if we forget about the challenge that's in front of us.
Although you are taking it a game at a time, is it an exciting period for you?
I think it's got to be. I think that's what we all sign up for. That's what being part of Rangers is all about. I'm loving it. Last night was a fantastic fixture. Just turning up like a stadium like that, you can feel the size of the challenge and the task in hand, and I'm sure James will back me up. I'm sure he really enjoyed playing in that last night, certainly the second half. But no, listen, this is what you've got to love this. If you don't love this, something's wrong. Something's badly wrong.
As a manager, do you enjoy that challenge of going between all the different competitions when you come thick and fast like that?
You try to enjoy it, but there's a big difference from being a player. I think when you're a player, when the game finishes, you can relax and you can reflect on the result and how it's gone. If you played well, as the result's a positive one, you can enjoy it. You can go back to your family and you can switch off for a certain time. But as a manager, you've just got to get right on to the next one. On the playing last night, it's a positive result against Feyenoord, but it has to be parked very, very quickly because the preparation needs to start for Hearts, because we haven't got much time. We haven't got much training time in terms of being on the pitch. And obviously, all the other preparation that needs to go into it as well, there hasn't much time, so that's the way it is.
Sorry, where do you think Hearts are at the moment? With that manager for a month, a bit of that turmoil, it seems, certainly from the outside.
I wouldn't say turmoil. I think that's a bit strong. I think they obviously had a positive result after the semi-final loss to us, where they beat St Mirren very comfortable, scored 5 goals, looked really dangerous. I think obviously they've got some bodies back in terms of injuries. And then last week, I actually fancied them to go and get a result at Killie, and then it was a bit of a shock to us looking in from the outside. But that's obviously their business. I'd say the form's very mixed. I wouldn't say they're in turmoil, but I don't know. I'm not on the inside. But they've certainly got players that on the day are capable of hurting teams. Your Naismiths, your Ikpeazus, Jamie Walker's back in the picture. Mulroney, they have got exciting players that if we're not at it, they can cause us problems. So for me, the focus has got to be that we're right and we're ready.
Can I ask you about, just take back a couple of days to something that the chairman mentioned at the AGM on Tuesday. He said that in his view there needed to be an end to ad hoc spending. Now you'll be thinking ahead to January, of course. Do you read that as a sign that your budget might be restricted if you were to want to bring anyone in January?
I think my budget's always been restricted here. That's the way it is, but budgets are restricted at most football clubs. That's the way it is. That's life. No, I think we're on the same page with the chairman and the board in terms of where the squad's at, where we feel we need to improve and strengthen, and when we feel we need to do that. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think there'll be much change in terms of incomings in January. But we do need to shave the squad and make it a bit tighter and smaller. We believe that'll help us. But if the right person came available that I felt was key and very important, I wouldn't be afraid to put it to the board, that's for sure.
He seems to suggest that the one area he felt that this club was perhaps, compared to Celtic, still behind was the buying and selling of players. Ultimately, do you see that as inevitable for Rangers, that if players do play well and develop, that they will move on for big money, such as they have done across the city?
That'll depend on the board. That'll depend on what offers hit the table, the volume of the offers. I'm not naive enough to think that I'm never going to be in a position where one of my players is sold. I'm aware of that, and I'll deal with it as and when it comes. But we also need to continue to try and keep our best players. What this club's been through of late, it's important that we keep our best players if we want success back. So you have to be careful as well.
Stephen, you're unbeaten in nearly 2 months now, on track in all competitions. Did you expect to be doing this well at this point in the season?
I expected more consistency and more hunger. I expected us to get better results because I believe we made the squad and the team stronger in the summer. I expected our disciplinary to be better, which helps in terms of results. And I think now we've got players that understand the professionalism that's required at this club and the standards. So I think we have got more of a robust team. We're not getting as many injuries as last year. So a combination of things gives me confidence that we were going to improve the results. But yeah, we're on a good run. But that's all it is. It's a good run. We need to continue it. We need to keep pushing and make sure we're ready for Hearts and take each game as it comes and keep churning results out. That's the plan.
You said lack of injuries. Is everyone okay for the weekend?
Jermaine Defoe's still a doubt just because we haven't seen him today. He'll be assessed right now. It's not a big problem. I'm confident he'll be available for the weekend. We've got a couple of people that are tight from last night in terms of muscles that we'll assess again. But there's no major problems from last night, so fingers crossed we should be fully fit across the board.
James, I don't know if you're aware, but Fredo broke a couple of European records last night. How does it feel being part of a team where you know you've got a guy up top who can go out the hole?
No, it's been fantastic for us this season. You know, he's responded really well since last season, you know, where the red cards obviously hindered him with his performances, and obviously, you know, he could have played a lot more games for us, but he's been fantastic for us from day one. You know, he's got his head down and worked really hard for us, and, you know, the benefits are showing. You know, we just need to keep on supplying him the ball, and, you know, he's always in the right place at the right time.
Stephen, was there a point that you thought, like, he's changed?
Listen, I think Alfredo just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I think he's realised over the summer, maybe, and even the back end of last year, that the only people that he's hurting is his own people by, you know, his disciplinary record. So I think he's done a lot of self-reflection on himself, and you know, if he wants to be a top international player, which he's more than capable of being, he knows he has to behave better. He knows he has to be more consistent in his performances, and the goals will naturally come because he's some talent. But I think it's probably been a combination of people giving him the right advice around him, which has helped him. But credit to him, he's the one who's behaving and performing in the right way at the moment, and long may it continue, because he can go on and break many, many more records if he continues to do that.
How much personal satisfaction do you take though? Because I remember we asked you last season, you said, well, I'm trying everything with him when you had that period.
Look, I think across the board we changed certain things in the code of conduct. We sat the players down collectively and individually. We've had many chats about the importance of being available and disciplined and representing the club in the right way on the pitch and off the pitch. It's not about taking personal credit for that. It's just about doing the right things for the club. I think Alfredo's the one who should be getting all applauded for it, because he's the one who's actually going out and performing and behaving in the right way.
And you're talking about breaking more records. Is he kind of thriving that sort of stuff?
I'm not sure. I've never had a chat with him in terms of, like, you know, do you set yourself a goal target, or do you... I'm not even sure whether he would have been aware of them European records. Alfredo's very much a person who just, I don't know, how do you describe me? He's a difficult one to work out, but what you can say and you can't take away from him, he absolutely loves playing football. You can't get him in off the training pitch, and he hates getting rested, he hates getting offloaded, he hates coming off the pitch. You've seen it all before, and that gives me confidence that he's going to continue to be a top player for many, many years. If you love the game the way he does, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes on, becomes a regular for Colombia and continues to get international goals and scores many, many goals here or wherever else he goes.
And in the overall picture, as if you needed anywhere in the centre, but if you top the group, I believe the second leg in the knockout stages would be at Ibrox. That's added incentive for you, isn't it?
That'd be fantastic, yeah. But one challenge at a time. Let's deal with the couple of league games and the cup final beforehand, and then we'll make sure that the players are well prepared and ready to go. But it's a fantastic night and fantastic opportunity for James to go and lead his team into the last 32. It'd be a fantastic achievement over the course of, it'll probably be 20 months. There'll be some turnaround.
What would that mean for you, given the ups and downs you've had?
It'd be fantastic. Obviously, the transition that we've made over the months since the Gaffers came in, it's been night and day. And so obviously, if we can get to 32, and there'll be obviously a proud moment for myself and obviously for the team.
You were speaking very warm about the chairman on Wednesday, and when you look at what's happened down south, with Emery losing his job today, Pochettino losing his job last week, you feel even more glad you've got the backing of your board. They've put so much trust in you since you came here 15 months ago.
They have put trust in me, and they've given me real big support, being behind me all the way. But this is the world we're in, the brutal reality of management. It's a results business. I'm aware of that. And, you never ever want to see managers lose the job. I think it's always sad to see it, certainly from the outside. But, it is what it is. That's just the world we're in. But we choose to go into it. So I suppose we've got ourselves to blame, really, haven't we?
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Are we all back?
Indeed.
Yep.
Yeah. That disappointed me. I think they should have took Morelos off when he scored 2 goals just to see you score last night.
What are these people like? Oh my God. They're so bad, so bad.
I don't see they put any thought into their questions. It's as if they just turn up with 2 minutes to go, and you've got these guys sitting there. You want an insight. How far do you think you can go in just in this competition, or anything just a wee bit different? But it's so bland. I don't know.
It's not real. You're right. The first was it Raman Bagwas or whatever his name is. The first question to Tav, and it's about Morelos. Why yes, Tav something about Tav and how he's looking, how he sees it. Shocking.
I know, but anyway, I mean, the gaffer's positive as far as the Hearts game is concerned. Just looks as if Defoe's injured too. I'm going to go to JFK. This has been my point with a third striker, mate. I know Greg Stewart can play there, but I don't know if he is.
Yeah.
We need some cover unless there's somebody going to come out with the back with the young team, with the pack.
Well, something I did approach many months ago. We had a lengthy debate about it, Ox, here, and I think you're in the same camp as myself. I think he should have went and got a third striker. And okay, we can debate all night who it could have been. You put a couple of names in the hat, but these are the type of things that's happening. I mean, we've got Fred now as our sole striker. Greg Stewart's no going to date for me as a lone striker, because it's a different type of player. Obviously, Jermaine's a different. He's more a poacher than the work that Alfie puts in. But I think they should make it a priority in the January window to get a third striker in, because we're going to need him, especially when we qualify for the last 32 of the Europa League. And obviously we've got the 55 to worry about and going forward with the Scottish Cup and going forward in the Europa League as well, hopefully. We definitely need a striker. Who it is, I can't think of any name that I can say.
It's going to have to be somebody loan, mate.
Exactly, but who? I mean, you can't. I don't think any of us could even say, "What about him?" If it's it, we bring. I'll just throw one in. The big guy that scored for Livingston against the Puddle Drinkers. Would he be somebody? But he's somebody for the future. Big target man. We need somebody in that's going to.
Boy Dykes.
Dykes. I couldn't remember the name there, Brisman. Cheers. But if we were going to bring somebody like him, he'd be somebody for the future. But we need somebody in now, because, I mean, if anything does happen to Alfie in the next couple of games, we don't have an out-and-out striker. So that's where we've always had 3 or 4 strikers. We go back in the history of the club.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be joined by Fox and Young Stardog. I think we're on treat to hear Fox his views in the last 24 hours. Evening Fox and evening Stardog.
Evening, guys.
Hi, Stardog.
All right, Bridge, how you doing?
Have you phoned them when you were going to speak there?
Jimmy, everybody. I was waiting on Old Fox coming in first.
Old Fox?
Stardog's a boy with manners. He's a boy with
Old
manners.
Fox? Where did you get that? Wow.
Where is Old Fox? Where is he? Fox, we're waiting on you. Come on. We'll go to Stardog. How are you, Stardog? All right, mate? I know you've been taking the flight.
I'm all right, mate.
Night.
Aye, still buzzing after last night, mate. Looking back, I think it was a great result for us as a club moving forward, but after Gerrard's press conferences today, I'm going to say I think there'll be changes at the back for Sunday. I think we'll see Big Nico coming back in for Sunday and Sunday.
I think Hollander maybe take a wee rest.
Yep. I think Nico Katic will play. And I mean, what more can MD actually say, really, about Alfredo Morelos, mate? He's just vital to us, really.
Aye, I mean, they 2 goals last. What was your favourite of the 2 of them, Stardog?
Well, I mean, I was buzzing at the first thing, because obviously it gets us back in the game, and I hardly moved off the couch for the second, because I was gobsmacked that even went in the back of the net, mate. When the ball first went in, I thought it was too high for him. He's had to stretch his neck to get to it and somehow guide it in the top right-hand side of the net. So I was absolutely delighted, mate. His second goal was world class, just for the sheer fact that it was out of absolutely nothing. It came out of nothing. We weren't really playing well in the game. It was our first chance on target as well, his first goal. You know what I mean? So just clinical, mate, all round, really. And that's what we need in these types of games, when your backs are up against the wall and your striker gets a wee sniff at goal, and then there you go, you're back in the game. And we taken confidence for that last night, and we got the second goal. And the second goal that we conceded, mate, it just leads me to believe the way Steven Gerrard was talking about it as well. He wasn't happy with the defence, because, I mean, they were kind of shaky against Hamilton as well for the goal we conceded in that game as well. They just don't look sure sometimes when that long ball comes there, or when somebody's running at them. So I think it's time to see Big Nico coming back into the team now, and we'll see what he's all about on Sunday.
Well, only time will tell. Rudy Bear.
Aye, I wouldn't mind seeing Katic coming back in, to be honest. I'm a wee bit like Stardog. I'm a bit of a Katic fan. I don't think the boy's done much wrong, and, to be sitting out so many games. I understand that Hellander's a Swedish international, but Katic is an international as well, And I really like him. I think he's a cracking young player. Big Nico Katic. I don't see any reason why he can't play on Sunday against Hearts. Steven Gerrard seems to prefer Goldson, and it's always Goldson and somebody else, you know. So, for me, it'd be Helen. I've looked a bit shaky, as Stardug was saying there. You go back to the Hamilton game. I don't know what happened to them in that game at all. I don't know whether was it the pitch, was it coming back for the international break? I don't know. But they'll
see for me, Rudy, Hollander's not even the problem.
No, he isn't.
But it's him that loses his place, mate. But for me, it's not even him that's the problem. I thought Hollander was sound last night as well. I thought Goldson played well as well, but just that second goal, mate, the two of them didn't look sure for it. But over the course, I think Big Phil Hollander's been solid, mate. I wouldn't really say he's the problem, but I think we can almost be guaranteed it will be him that loses his place if Katic comes back in, won't it?
That's what I'm saying. Stardug. Steven Gerrard seems to like Goldson. See last night, see that goal that they lost. See if it had been Goldson, if I'd have been in that position, I'd have put that boy straight out the park. That's exactly what I would have done. I'd have took the booking. I'd have took one for the team. Right, it's like you say there, it's going to be Helander. He's not going to drop Goldson. He hasn't done it all season, really. He seems to prefer Goldson there for some reason. It's going to be Helander, unfortunately.
What makes you think he's going to bring in Katic?
Because I think that's 2 games now, mate. They've both looked very shaky and we've lost stupid goals, mate. We've not been outplayed and it's not been any great bits of player movement that's done us up the park, mate. We've really been at fault for our own errors. We've made our own mistakes, mate, and we've conceded stupid goals against Hamilton and Feyenoord, mate. So for me, it's time to get Big Nico in there. As Rudy Bear says, he never really did anything wrong in the first place, and I think we all agreed on that in here. But it was only going to be a matter of time before, obviously, the big money defender, Hollander, came in at the back. For me, he's been solid as well. Any mistakes really this year have came for the right-hand side of the defence, mate. I've said it a million times before. Tavernier's entitled to go up the park. That's his role in the team. It's up to Goldson to sniff out danger and to stop danger. I just don't think he's got the eye for that. I don't think he's got the football brain to smell danger yet, mate. I think he has the problem a lot of times. But, no, he'll not lose his place. I think Katic will come in, Bridgeman. I definitely think he will come in.
Can I come in there?
I don't see it.
But one at a time. He'll not lose his place at the moment. Whitley Bridge and then JFK's coming in.
No, I was just going to say I don't see Katic getting a game. Not in the near future. I don't see it. He'll be used, but not because we've lost a stupid goal. Because we lost a couple of stupid goals. But you're right. So,
I think he might play what's coming in the next 10 days, mate.
I'm saying that there will be times when he's going to have to come in for sure. But I think to get us, I don't want to go past Sunday in any way, shape or form, really. But we've got to look. He's got to think through: is he going to rest people or is he going to drop them? And it's got to be like that. And who is he going to play in the cup final? He needs to have a team set up for that. That's the way I look at it.
He can't pick his team after the Aberdeen.
No, I never said he can. All I'm saying is he's got to look to that. What's he trying to do for that? I can't see Katic getting a game, but he might do. Nothing I've got nothing against the boys, but
when you come, JFK,
not a snowball's chance in hell, mate. Or Katic's got a game. The team's winning. Right, so I know there was a wee error there, but I mean, what good is it dropping Katic just for the sake of saying no? No, it's true. Don't be treating Hearts lightly here, right? Everybody's where they're sitting is a false position as far as I'm concerned. Big game at Ibrox Sunday. Same team. I know we'll maybe get pick more teams later on, but there's only one change I would make, and that would be Ojo would be dropped, and we can pick one for any 3 for his position. The rest of the team for me wouldn't be changing. So, unfortunately, the team's playing well. Yeah, I did say there are a couple of wee unforced errors, but I can't see Katic getting a game. He's going to have to wait longer for his time. We play the Watery Farts on Sunday, and obviously we play the Sheep on Wednesday before we play the Puddle Drinkers next Sunday. So, don't change a winning team. We're winning games, guys. Why drop one of the centre backs just to accommodate Katic? I'm sorry, but you'll need to wait for his time. So for me, he wouldn't be getting a game.
I don't think it would be accommodate Katic. I would think it would be to save Hollander's legs for the next 10 days.
No, I don't know if I can agree with that. But Hollander's a seasoned professional. I mean, he's, I think he's playing all right. You know,
yeah.
So we'll leave him. I would leave him. You know, we would all be screaming here on Sunday night if something happens, and because we brought Katic in, and it's I told you so. Don't. The only change for me would be Ojo. You know, just give him a seat next to a kiosk somewhere. Give him a wee hot bovril and a wee pie. And bring somebody else in. You know, so no, for me it's a no.
It's Fox with us yet. Hello. Turn your volume up.
It's up.
Right. Let's hear your thoughts on last night, since you were busy after the game.
Well, there's not much I can say that everybody else hasn't really said. So
your thoughts.
My thoughts was for the first half an hour that their middle three, Akoku, I think it was Fair and Trunster, dominated our midfield. The early booking for Kamara didn't help as much. He had to hold back in his tackling. But I always knew that if we didn't lose another goal before half-time, we'd get a chance in the second half. We've got this ability to work out teams when we're playing on the park, and we always seem to get ourselves back in and back into the game. So I was pleased. I was more than that. I was over the moon when we suddenly were 2-1 in front. And then I'm screaming at the telly, shut up, Shope, bring on Edmondson, take off Ojo, and hang on in there. But
was Ojo playing?
Aye. But that was my thoughts. That was it. Basically,
right. And what about moving on to Sunday, Fox?
Sunday? Yeah. I think it's a difficult game. I don't think I'm a bit like Jimmy. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody maybe think it will be. Mm-hmm. They have got players coming back for injury, and I think they'll put up a stern test before we run out of the tap of them.
I brought you in, mate, because Miss Airdrie, she always likes to hear what Fox has got to say. That's what she told me on the phone the other day.
Oh dear.
He's blushing, Stardog.
I don't believe Fox could get a Beamer.
Can get him a Beamer, aye?
I don't believe you could make Fox blush then. That's what I mean to say.
Fox hasn't seen a word. George, Hearts, 11 points. I don't think they've got a manager yet. We should beat them, but you've got to do it.
Aye, we can't just turn up and expect it's going to happen. Ox, for me, there's definitely improvement being made there. I think with Naismith coming back, and I can't see us making the change at the back that Stardug was saying. I honestly can't see that, but I can what he's saying, because I think the big Hearts forward, Katic, would probably deal with him better. He likes a battle, can take a battle, but I don't think we'll change it there. I think the only change with Jimmy will be Ojo, maybe for Barker, possibly for Barker. But I think it'll be a really hard game. It will be a hard game, but we have got to pick up the 3 points. What you said a wee minute ago there, Ross, I was waiting on coming in. You were saying about, I think it was Jimmy that's actually said that a few times about having the third striker, and I said it as well, and you actually said that you're not going to spend a lot of money on a third striker because he's probably not going to get a lot of games, and he's got to be somebody that's got to be willing to come to the club and take his chance when he didn't get it. And I think Jimmy said about the boy Shanklin, and this is probably proven his point now. I think we're looking at the young boy I can't mind his name, for Dunfermline. It'll just be a nominal fee or something like that. So I think we've definitely got to get somebody in, because anything could happen. I mean, somebody could get booked, and somebody could be injured, and we could be doing to have a nabbed up front against Stewart or Barker or something up front. So I think we should have got somebody in. I think that was a bit silly as, and I think definitely come January we need to get just that wee improvement in, just to take us through the rest of the season. Get for 55 Ox.
Can I give you a name, Ox? I've said this repeatedly. I go down to Preston and ask Louis Moult to come up on loan for 6 months.
You've said that. in the past, mate.
Yeah, I'm
Does he
telling
get again?
you, he's not doing very well at Preston Ox, but I'm telling you, that boy come up, he scored goals for fun, so he did. He scored, the only striker in Scotland to score 2 or more goals against us, against the Beast, against Aberdeen, against Hearts and against Hibs. He knows Scottish football, he's big, he's strong, he's good in the air, and he'd run through a brick wall. I'd bring that boy up here on loan for the second half of the season. I'd go down to Preston and say, can we bring him up? Give him half a season at Ibrox, see how he gets on. We should have went in and got him after Motherwell when we had the opportunity. We could have got him for about 500,000. We could have got that boy for. I would have spent 500 grand on Louis Moult to bring him to Ibrox. I really would have done. Because I think you would have got a really good striker. I'm not saying he'll come up here and he'd be as good as Alfredo is. There's not many strikers that's got to be as good as Alfredo. And what it would cost you to replace a player like Alfredo and the amount of goals that he scores for you, it's going to be funny money to replace that. But I tell you what, I think Louis Moult, with the service that he would get in a Rangers team, the way we play, how offensively we play, I think Louis Moult would score goals for fun. I really do. I've thought that since he was at Motherwell Ox. I still think the same thing. I really do.
All right.
Can I come in, Ox?
Yes, mate, and then JFK.
I was just going to say that Rudy, we've had conversations about this before, and you really like the guy, and you're not alone. There's a lot of folks saying a similar thing. That type of player we should be looking for, a bit rough and tumble. In reality, personally, and I'm not, obviously I don't mean any offence to anyone. I certainly wouldn't touch him. But that's just the way I am. Though I was never that keen on him, and I don't take it away from him. He scored a lot of goals for other teams, and he did well against us. But I still don't think he's Rangers quality, to be honest. That's all.
This is a thing for me, Bridge. It's getting somebody that comes in and knows, if Morelos and Defoe's fit, you're not going to get into a sniff. So you're not going to be shopping at top quality.
Excuse me. I understand that.
Well, let me put it this way, Bridge. Right, okay. So you say Louis Moult's no Rangers quality, right? Did you think Alfredo Morelos was Rangers quality when he came in?
I liked him, aye.
No, I'm talking. First, how much did you know about him when he came in?
I didn't know anything about him, but I'm saying when I saw him playing for us, I thought he was very good. But remember, we've seen Louis Moult playing against us and against others as well on the telly if you want to watch it. But I was just never a fan of Louis Moult. Lots of folk I know are, including ourselves. You're not the only one here that likes him. So a load of boys like him and think it's a good idea to bring him in. I just don't. I just don't fancy him as a player, pal. It's like Worrell. You remember we had Worrell. Some folk liked Worrell, and then they stopped liking him, and very few people would ever invite Worrell back to the Rangers because there was no Rangers quality. Yeah. And I think that's the same with what. But I'm not trying to change your mind in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving you a comment. That's all.
No, it's fair enough, Bridge.
No for me. Yeah, I'm in Bridges' camp. I never liked him as a. I don't know. I don't think he would be able to play for Rangers. I just something about him I'm not keen on. I'm looking for a similar type of player to what Fred is in Defoe, and no for me. Louis Moult I don't think would do anything for us. It's not a type of player I would be looking for us to bring in. I can see where Oxford's coming from. It's got to be a player who's willing to sit on the bench and realise he's going to be a bit part player. So, Louis Moult, to be quite honest, guys, I can't even bring a name to the front to say who I would like to see, but I certainly, for me, Louis Moult's no the answer. That's just my opinion.
What about big Charlie Austin, JFK?
He's going to be good money, isn't he?
On loan, mate. I don't think he's playing at club level now, is he?
They're format, isn't it? Charlie's Angels.
If the opportunity arose to get Charlie Austin on loan as a third choice striker, would you just have him?
I would take. He's brave. So that's the type of player I'd be looking to bring in.
Just when you say JFK, you're looking for somebody that puts a set of boot up there the same way as Ken Alfie does. He likes a physical battle.
It's Scottish football, Stardog. I'm looking for something like that, mate. That's a good shout. I think he would probably maybe if we could get him on loan, would bring more to Rangers than I think Louis Moult. But that's not. And I totally agree with what Rudy's saying. You know.
I wouldn't have Louis Moult, mate. I never liked him either.
Nobody knew anything about Alfredo Morelos they came, you know. And if Louis Moult came, we'd obviously support because he wears the blue. But for me, it's not a player I'm not really keen on him. So, but hey, whoever he brings, if he does bring MD in, we'll give him our support. But the guy you said there, that's a decent shout, Stardog. Decent shout there. And so is Rudy's. But I just don't see him as mine, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, George, the position a lot of people are talking about is we're sort of right, we're attacking third being a problem, and I don't think Diaz was the answer, but we've not quite got that piece yet. Who's playing there for you on Sunday, mate?
I would go with Barker.
Barker?
I'll tell you why, because a lot of people, I've always liked the boy. I thought he's quite direct, and he's not the most skillful player in the world, but when you've got the speed that he's got, it's a bit like, I've said it before, a bit like Lovenkrands for me. He's that fast, he's either got to draw a foul or he's got to get past the man because his feet are that fast. So that's where I would go, and I think the guy's done well when he has come in. I think there was one of the games with the young boys or something like that, and it never came up to it. But I think at this level, the teams we're playing against, and every team we play against in Scotland, I think he can do a job. Until like your Jordan Jones and that fit again. So for me, that would be where I would go. Kent on one side, Alfie through the middle, and I would go with Barker on the other side.
All right, Rudy.
Yeah, sure he Oaks. I think that's a good shout with George Bryn.
All right, okay.
What do you do? You keep persisting with Ojo. But
I'm going with Greg Stewart, mate. Greg Stewart.
I don't know. I'm still not sure about Greg Stewart. I mean, the sooner Jordan Jones gets back fit and running and into the game, back in the team again, the better as far as I'm concerned. He was really coming on to a game, Jordan Jones, wasn't he? Kind of wee player. You know, he's got trickery, he's got pace. He'd run through a brick wall, you know. So I sooner Jordan Jones back, the better for me.
I think Greg Stewart Ibrox, like he's done at Hamilton, man of the match performance.
Well,
that's what I think he was brought in for. I don't think he's going to play in Europe much. But I think these games in Scotland, I think he's got something that can open up their defences. Fox and then Bridgman.
Sorry, Ox, I was a wee dodder there. What was the question?
The right-hand side of the front three, who do you see playing at the weekend?
I think we might see Jordan Jones arriving back in the front three.
All right, okay. That'll be a boost. I mean, I don't think he'll be ready, but you never know. Are you playing him on the right then?
No, I'd play him on the left and put Kent on the right.
All right, okay. All right. So you're moving Kent's position?
Well, both of them can play anywhere across the front three, mate. Both can play on the left, both can play on the right. So I just think he adds a wee bit of trickery, a wee bit of pace, and he can score a goal, I know, Jordan Jones. So I would bring him in.
Right, okay. Bridgman?
What was it? Who's playing out wide in the cup semi-final against Hearts?
Ojo started, didn't he?
Right. That's the team. The team that started against the Hearts. That's who I would play if they're all fit. That's who I would play if we've got them. Definitely, that's who I would start with. They gave Hearts a torrid time of it, in my opinion.
I think it was the same team as last night.
Well, there you go.
Hearts in the semi-final. I think so.
That's the team I would play. I think we've got Hearts' number, and Hearts probably don't know what to do. against us, based on the Cup semi-final. I just don't see them being able to do too much against us. However, been wrong before. That's what I'd suggest.
Mhm.
Although I do like what Foxy says. I said this last night. When Jordan Jones is ready, I'll be glad to see him come back in because I think he's got something. But I don't see him coming in to start a game at the present moment. I dare say he'll get 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, just to get some time and some sort of field under his boots and let him get running. And I also liked Barker. I do like Barker. So there's a number of choices there. But if I could, I would start with a team that started against Hearts at Hampden.
All right, Stardog.
Ojo.
All right.
He plays in the right for me.
Sit him in the stand.
Hey, I might bump into him.
Aye. You can tell him how Kiki is then.
No yet.
Take your boots when you start them. You might get a game in the right hand side.
Yeah, I'd do a job out on the right hand side. I've still got a bit of beans in me,
You're not wanting to talk to you because look what happened to Katic when you said you would change yourself to the gates. Just wrapped him.
I never turned up that night, did he? I'm talking about Stardog. He never turned up.
Aye.
Okay. Big Stardog the jinx.
Aye.
I hope to see the two of them at the weekend, mate.
Who's that? Who you hope to see?
Big Nico and Ojo. And a couple of more goals for Alfie Morelos.
What about Jorge? What about him?
Oh, I don't think we'll see him, man. I don't think we'll see Jorge to the new year, to be honest with you.
I think he's given up on him.
No. You can never give up on Jorge Edmundson. He's a future star.
Well,
I agree with that one, mate. I think that him and Katic are potentially good players, mate.
Yep.
Really do.
Definitely, mate. There's none of the two of them that NAs could turn around and say, "Oh, I remember that game, he was rotten, or he put a fit wrong," or anything like that. The two of them's been fairly solid, mate. So I do honestly think we will see Katic, and I don't think you can rest Helander. I don't think we'll see Steve Davis on Sunday either. So there you go. I don't think you can rest Steve Davis. I don't think you can rest Davis at Pittodrie, and you're not going to make him miss the cup final, mate. So I think, but there's time to be sensible, and it's time for other players to step in and step up, mate. I think the midfield three will be Jack, Aribo, and Kamara. And I think he'll rest Davis, and then we'll expect a really, really big push for Steve Davis for Wednesday and for the cup final at the weekend. So there you go. A couple of changes at the weekend for me.
Okay.
There's logic in his argument. There's logic in it, George.
I can see what he's saying there. I would think that Steve Davis is probably more important going up to Pittodrie on Wednesday night, and I think we're trying to give him a bit of rest. He's played in a lot of games for us, and he's played for his country and things like that. So, I mean, you would probably would it be Arfield that would come in there? Would it be Aribo that would come in there? I would see that actually happen as well. It's maybe a good shout. I would say it's probably only Ojo that will probably move off, or maybe either Barker or something like that. But that's probably a good shout actually.
I would certainly play Davis. I'd play your strongest midfield, get a grip of the game, and if possible, get a goal or two down, and then you can start resting people, taking people off, and putting people on.
If we started if the game worked perfect for us, we started our best team, and we do go, I don't know, say we go 3-0, not left or off another. Davis is off, Morelos is off, and Kent is off for me.
Change it, aye. You know what? You need to go and win the game first. No, as Fox said, the same as me. I mean, a lot of people seem to think Sunday's game's a gimme. It's no. Hearts will be up for us. I think they're in a false position, and as Fox said as well, they've got a few players coming back. So play our strongest team. Don't start fiddling about with the middle of the park. Play the strongest team, and as you say, if okay, and at half time 2 or 3-0, change it then. But we don't have the scope to just go and change it for the sake of changing it. No, play the same 11, apart from Ojo. Put him in the stand, give him a ball and a pie, and bring somebody in his place.
What's he like?
Well, Davis never played at Hamilton, Jimmy, but...
I think the reason I never played at Hamilton is because of the stupid carpet tile game.
Plus the internationals, he played
the internationals. I see. Look, we're playing Hearts, and then we're playing the Sheep before we play the Puddle Drinkers. Right, so
I don't think this game's a given, Jimmy. I honestly don't. I think it'll be a tough game.
Why change a team for it?
Because I believe the players that are coming in are good enough to replace the players, mate. I believe that's my opinion. I believe that Katic is good enough to come in and do a job against Dick Piazza and keep him quiet for a game. And I believe that Jack, Aribo and Kamara are good enough to run the midfield against that Hearts midfield, mate. I honestly do believe that. I would not rest Stephen Davis in any other game. We can't rest him away to Pittodrie, mate, because we're going to have a tough game up there. And then obviously it's the cup final. So I just think give him a chance to be 100% getting into these 2 games rather than having 4 games in 9 days or whatever. I mean, that's just nuts, mate.
You're treating him as if he's an old player.
I just want 100% Steve Davis. I think he's going to play 3 games in 7 days.
I think he'll do that, no problem. I don't see any reason for change. I think he'll do that stone his head. I think the only reason was the Hamilton thing was because he was an international and that. So for me, it's a no for me. I would love to see somebody like Jamie Murphy or Jordan Jones make an appearance, but that probably no happen. I'm excited to see Jordan Jones get his first start after his injury, but we'll wait and see. But like Oxshare said, I'd like to be winning 3-0 at half time and have the luxury to bring off 2 or 3 players, rest them. But we can't be resting players just for saying, well, we've got Pittodrie on Wednesday. Play our first 11 to win on Sunday, and then take the next game as it comes, mate. That's the way I would do it.
On you go, George.
I like what Jimmy's saying there. I agree with what Jimmy's saying, and he sounded like your manager, Stephen Gerrard. What he was saying was the exact same. All the focus all this week was going into the Hamilton game. We've done that, got past that, and then all of a sudden it's this big game last night. And he spoke about that game last night for a wee bit, but you could see his main focus now is right onto that, one game at a time. And I think that's probably how he'll go for it as well, one game at a time. The reason I said about what Stardog was saying there, Ken, I think we've got to be careful with Steve Davis. But I like what our manager says. Our next game, is, like Bridgman says, is the most important game. I think that's how he'll probably treat it. Going into Hearts, that's the most important game, and then looking forward to Pittodrie. I think we can bring anybody in, and we'll still have a strong enough team to beat these teams.
I'll be interested to see how it pans out. I mean, I think it's good that we've got players that we think can come in. You know, I get that you don't change your winning team. Gordon, I get that. That's maybe the way we would look at it, but I think sports science get involved, Fox, and you get wee tweaks sometimes, you know.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm with Jimmy. Play your strongest team. There's no use keeping people back for Wednesday night if we happen to drop 3 points on the Saturday, mate. We've got to put out the strongest team we possibly can put out. And that's what I'm hoping the manager does.
Every point's a prisoner. Every point's a prisoner.
Well, it should go to be 3 on Sunday, innit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
But the run of games we've got, it's going to be 3.
We've already dropped points to Hearts this season.
Aye.
Already, haven't we? You know, so we don't want to make that twice, really. You know, Jimmy and Fox make a great point, Ox, you know. Playing the strongest team, you know, and as Jimmy says, if you're 3-0 up by half time, right, you take Stephen Davis off, you know, because there's big games coming up. Pittodrie at the weekend, Tim's at Pittodrie midweek, Tim's at the weekend, you know, and we've got such big games coming up. I just can't help thinking that if we've got such a great squad, you know, such a big squad, there's other players there who should be able to step in and handle the likes of Hearts. Why not give Stephen Davis a wee bit of a breather? He's played international football. He's played a lot for us as well. Why not just give him a wee, you know, against the Hearts at the weekend? You know, what's the use in having the likes of, you know, Kamara, Jack and Aribo? They should be able to handle Hearts in that midfield. 3 of them should be able to handle Hearts if they're at Rangers.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. It's over the bridge.
Oh, wow. And another smashing evening. Great discussions and lovely to hear what Rudy Bear had for his tea. Glad he was taken out. Marvellous stuff. can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, everybody, please keep it going for the Rangers. The Rangers really need us, and I'll see the boys up at the bistro on Sunday. Really looking forward to it. Come on, Rangers, get out there and mollocate them. 1-0 for the Gers.
Here, can I thank your good self, Bridge, JFK, for starting the panel off. George, Rudy, Stardust and Fox for joining us. All schoolboy, a big shout to him who always sits in the background doing the technicals. All school's good at twiddling his knobs. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back at 2 o'clock on Sunday for a pre-match show, Rangers versus Hearts. Thanks for listening. Thanks for a good week, you Gers, and just keep it going for the Rangers.
From a guy so young to Glasgow City, they come seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, and here's how it goes. Rangers flags, sing with your heart and voice, celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Rangers were born, 54 titles, we're still going strong.